Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into something crucial. Unlocking English fluency by, well, thinking in English.
Exactly. We're not just talking about more grammar rules or, lists of vocabulary.
Hey, no, this is deeper. It's about that mental shift, right? Making English less like a school subject.
And more like the language you actually live and operate in.
Yeah. We want to paint that picture of fluency, where you speak with hesitating much.
Mm-hmm. The words just flow naturally. No need to stop and translate in your head. That's the goal we're aiming for.
And we're saying thinking in English is the key to getting there. Why is that so fundamental?
Well, first off, it cuts out that whole translation step. That means you can respond much faster in conversation.
Instantly faster, yeah. And I bet that boosts confidence, too.
Hugely. Plus, your sentences start sounding more, natural. More like how native speakers actually talk.
Right. It's what separates someone who just studies English from someone who, lives in it, mentally speaking.
And, so many learners experience this, don't they? They put in hours and hours of study.
Yeah, loads of effort.
But they still don't feel fluent when they speak. And often, the sticking point is that they're still thinking primarily in their native language.
Constantly translating back and forth.
Exactly. That internal filter is always on.
You mentioned the red car example before. Maybe show that. It illustrates the speed thing really well.
Sure. So imagine you see a red car. If you're thinking in your native language, your brain goes, 1, see object. 2, find native word. 3, find English word, red car.
Okay, 3 steps.
But if you're thinking directly in English, you just see it and think, red car. 1 step. Boom.
It collapses the process. That efficiency is what makes communication feel smoother.
Definitely. And think about the connection aspect, too. When you're not busy translating.
You're more present.
Exactly. You can listen better, respond quicker, feel more confident, and really show your personality in English.
Okay, but I can hear some listeners thinking, hang on, I don't know enough English words or grammar to actually think in English yet. What do we say to that?
That's a really common feeling, and it's understandable. But the key thing is you don't need to be perfect to start. Fluency isn't about 0 mistakes. It's about flow. It's about progress. Even thinking simple thoughts like, I am walking, or this coffee is good in English is a huge step.
So it's gradual. Small steps build up.
Precisely. And think about memory. When you think in English, you're constantly reinforcing the language naturally.
Like a background workout for your brain.
Yeah, it builds stronger connections, helps you recall words faster, and you start getting an intuitive feel for grammar, much like native speakers do.
It also touches on identity, doesn't it? Building that English-speaking version of yourself.
It does. You start to cultivate confidence in yourself as an English speaker. It's not about losing your native language identity at all.
No, of course not.
It's about adding another dimension to who you are.
So for this deep dive, we're really going to get practical. We'll look at common mistakes.
Yep, like that translation habit.
Easy daily habits people can start using right away.
Simple things.
How to actually stop translating, and even techniques for practicing this stuff when you're alone.
It really comes down to practice, motivation, and just building that confidence step by step.
All right, let's tackle the big one first. What's the absolute biggest mistake learners make that stops them from thinking in English?
Hands down, it's translating everything. Thinking it first in their native language, then converting it piece by piece into English before they even open their mouth.
Which, like you said, feels natural at the start. It's your home base language.
It is. It feels safe, know. But as you progress, that habit becomes, it's like driving with the brakes on.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. You're trying to go forward, but something's holding you back, making it jerky and slow.
Exactly. Translation is useful as a bridge, maybe when you're first learning a concept, but it shouldn't be the permanent road you travel on for fluency.
Can you walk us through the mental steps again? Like saying, I am going to the store. Translate versus direct thought.
Okay, so translating. 1, Idea forms in native language.
Verstehe.
Voy a la tienda. 2. Mentally search. I is I. Go is go. To the seer is store. 3. Assemble grammar. I am going to the store. It's quite a process.
Right. Very deliberate.
Whereas thinking directly in English, the intention, the image of going to the store, it just connects straight to I'm going to the store.
Yeah.
No middle step.
Automatic. Seamless.
That's the goal. Automaticity.
So let's be clear. Translation itself isn't evil.
Not at all. It's helpful for learning new words, understanding explanations. The issue is when it becomes this default automatic habit that blocks you from thinking directly in English.
Why do people get so stuck in that habit then? We mentioned safety.
Safety is a big one. Feeling in control with the native language nearby. Another reason is that belief we talked about, I'm not ready yet.
My English isn't good enough to think in English.
Right. Which is usually not true. Even with basic English, you can start thinking simple thoughts. And the third thing,
What's that?
sometimes people don't even realize they're doing it. It's become so automatic, this mental translation, they're not consciously aware it's happening.
Wow, so it's subconscious. Breaking that habit sounds crucial, even if it takes patience.
Absolutely essential for real fluency. When you stop translating constantly, you start actually living in the language.
Your focus shifts.
Yeah. From worrying about perfect grammar to just communicating, getting your message across. Your speech flows better. You hesitate less. English becomes a tool, not just a subject.
So what's a first concrete step? How can someone start noticing if they're translating?
A simple awareness exercise. Just check in with yourself throughout the day. Ask, what language are my thoughts in right now?
Just notice.
Just notice. And if it's your native language, gently try to switch one or two simple thoughts into English. Describe the room, what you're doing. Sun is shining. I'm drinking water. Simple stuff. No pressure for perfection.
That sounds manageable. Just building the awareness muscle first.
Exactly. That awareness is the starting line for the whole journey towards thinking in English.
Okay, so awareness is step one. We know translation is the hurdle. What's the solution? What easy things can people do every day to build this good habit of thinking in English?
Right. The solution is cultivation, building the good habit. And it's about small daily actions. You don't need to move to London or New York. You can do this anywhere.
Okay, give us habit number one, something easy to start.
Habit 1, name things around you in English. Just look around your room, your office, outside. Mentally label what you see. Desk, lamp, window, tree, car.
Connecting the word directly to the thing.
Precisely. Not, what's the English word for mesa? Just see it. Think table. It builds that direct object-word link. Effortless vocabulary building.
Makes sense. Okay, habit 2.
Habit 2, describe what you're doing in simple English. As you go about your day, just narrate it internally. I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making breakfast, pouring coffee. Keep it simple.
Like a running commentary in your head.
Exactly. The goal is the habit of using English for your internal monologue, not perfect sentences.
Love that. Habit 3.
Habit 3, use English for your to-do list. When you write down what you need to do today or this week, use English. Falsera, go to the bank. Finish report, buy milk.
Oh, that makes English practical, part of achieving your goals.
Yeah, it connects the language to your real life.
Smart. Habit 4.
Habit 4. This one might feel a bit odd at first, but talk to yourself in English.
Out loud.
Can be. Quietly, mentally, or even in front of a mirror. Ask yourself simple things. How am I feeling today? I feel pretty good. What should I do next? It trains your brain, your mouth, and your confidence all at once.
Okay, I can see the benefit there. Habit 5.
Habit 5. Think in English for a minute before sleep. Just as you're winding down, spend 60 seconds asking and answering simple questions in your head. What did I do today? I went for a walk. What am I thankful for? My family. It's a calm way to end the day in English mode.
Nice and peaceful. Habit 6.
Habit 6. Use your phone in English. We all use our phones constantly, right?
Uh-huh. Too much, probably.
Well, make it work for you. Change the language setting to English. Use Siri or Google Assistant in English. Search online in English. Follow English accounts on social media. It's instant immersion.
That's a really powerful one, actually, turning a daily tool into a language tool. Okay, habit 7.
Habit 7. Set a thinking in English alarm, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. When it goes off, just stop for 1 minute, 1 minute only, and think only in English. Describe what you're doing right then, how you feel, what's next.
Like a little mental push-up.
Exactly. A mini brain workout to build that English thinking muscle.
These are great, very practical habits. But should someone try to do all 7 at once? Sounds like a lot.
Oh, definitely not. Start small. Pick 1, maybe 2 that sound appealing or easy to fit in. Consistency is way more important than trying to do everything perfectly from day 1.
So choose one, stick with it, then maybe add another later.
Yes. These don't need extra time carved out. They fit into what you're already doing. Just try one today. See how it feels. Build from there.
Got it. Consistency is key. Okay, we have the daily habits, but let's talk more about actively stopping the translation habit, that mental shift. How do we really make it happen?
Right, this is moving beyond just adding habits to actually changing the underlying mental process.
Yeah.
It means letting go of that translation comfort blanket.
Which can feel scary.
It can. The big shift is this. Stop treating English like a school subject you study.
Okay.
And start treating it like a tool you use. A tool for living, communicating, thinking. Think about how kids learn their first language. It's all immersion and use, not rules and translation.
So shift from passive knowledge to active application.
Exactly. And here's the key reframe. Instead of asking, how do I say this exact complex idea from my language in English?
Which leads to translation.
Train yourself to ask, what sentence can I build with the English I already know to get this idea across? Work with what you've got.
Can you give an example of that reframe in action?
Sure. Let's say you want to express, I was really keen on heading down to the seaside because the meteorological conditions were exceptionally favorable. But, regrettably, I had outstanding professional obligations requiring my immediate attention at home.
Okay, very complex. Someone might get stuck translating exceptionally favorable or outstanding professional obligation.
Right. But reframing, using the English, you might say, I wanted to go to the beach. It was sunny, nice weather, but I had to stay home. I had work.
Much simpler, but the core message is still there. Clarity over complexity.
Exactly. Communication over perfect translation. Another technique is thinking in images. See a cat on a chair. Just think cat on chair. Visualize it. Don't think the native words first. Build that direct image to English link.
Direct connection. No detour through the native language.
Yes, and crucially, you have to accept that you don't need to understand 100% of everything to stop translating. Trust your brain. You can often get the meaning from context, tone, patterns. Don't stop the flow to look up every single word.
That takes some courage, letting go of the need to understand every little bit.
It does. And feeling a bit lost or uncomfortable sometimes. That's actually a good sign. It means your brain is rewiring, building new pathways. It's growth.
Okay, practical tip then. What if you're trying to think in English, but you just get stuck, you don't know how to phrase something?
Simplify. Always simplify. If the sentence feels too complicated, break it down. If you can't think of a fancy word, use a basic one. Instead of, the man across the street was staring at me strangely.
Which might be hard to formulate on the spot.
You could think, that man looked at me, it was weird, I didn't like it. Flow is more important than perfection here.
Keep the communication going.
Absolutely. And another simple trick. Think in short phrases or even single words. Just keep the English channel open in your brain. Need coffee. Almost lunchtime. Good song. Little bursts of English thought.
It sounds like making English feel like, well, like home, a comfortable mental space.
That's a great way to put it. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes trusting the process, But eventually, the thoughts just start showing up in English naturally. No translation needed.
That really is the goal. Okay, so you're trying hard, you're thinking in English, but then bam, you hit a wall, you just don't know the right word for something.
Uh-huh.
What do you do then? This happens to everyone, right?
Right. Absolutely. All the time. Even for native speakers. The first thing is, don't panic. Don't feel stupid or like you've failed. It's completely normal. The key is having strategies so you don't immediately jump back to translating or just give up.
Okay, so what are these strategies? How do we keep thinking and communicating in English even with a word missing? Strategy one.
Strategy one, use simpler words like we touched on. Can't think of delicious, say very good, or tastes great. Don't know exhausted, use very tired. Instead of purchase, just say buy. Focus on getting the meaning across clearly.
Right, basic communication first. Strategy two.
Strategy two, describe the word. Explain what you mean using other words you do know. Forget the word glove. Try the thing you put on your hand in winter. Don't know refrigerator. Say the big cold box in the kitchen for food.
Ah, like playing charades with words. It keeps your brain working in English.
Exactly. It's a natural communication strategy. Strategy three. Strategy three. Use gestures or examples. If you're talking to someone, you can point or mime. If you can't think of umbrella, mime opening one and say, for the rain. If you're just thinking to yourself, visualize it and think, it looks like. Or you use it when.
Connecting it to the real world or its function. Okay, strategy four.
Strategy four. Use a placeholder word.
Yeah.
This is basic, but it works. Use words like thing, stuff, place, what's it, thingamig.
Yeah.
Can you pass me the thing for cutting paper? Scissors. I need to put this food,
Yeah.
the cold thing. Fridge. It keeps you talking in English while your brain searches.
Buys you time without switching languages. Strategy five.
Strategy five. Use the context. Often, the situation or the rest of the sentence makes the meaning clear, even with a missing word. She went to the Tretrove to buy some apples and bananas. Your brain, or the listener's brain, can probably fill in shop or market or grocery store. Trust the context.
Relying on the bigger picture. Strategy six.
Strategy six. Make it a learning moment. If you realize you don't know a word, don't just skip it and forget. Make a mental note or jot it down. Look it up later. And then this is key. Actively use that new word in your thoughts or sentences soon after. That's how it sticks.
Turning a gap into growth. Nice. And strategy seven.
Strategy seven. Practice thinking around words. This is like a little game you play by yourself. Pick an object you see, maybe one you're not sure of the English word for. Then try to describe it in English, its color, shape, size, use, without looking up the name. Builds that skill of describing and explaining.
These are all super useful. So what's the main takeaway when you hit that I don't know the word moment?
The absolute main thing is keep going. Don't stop. Don't get flustered. Use one of these strategies. Simplify, describe, gesture, placeholder, context, whatever works in that moment to keep the flow of English thought and communication moving forward.
Because fluency isn't about knowing every single word.
Not at all. It's about being able to communicate effectively and confidently, even with the words you have, or finding ways around the words you don't. It's about resourcefulness.
Resourcefulness, I like that. Okay, we've covered daily habits, breaking translation, handling unknown words. What about dedicated practice time? How can people effectively practice thinking in English when they're completely alone?
Solo practice. It's incredibly powerful. People sometimes think you need a partner to practice speaking and thinking, but you really don't.
Yeah.
You can make huge progress on your own.
So how do we leverage that alone time? Technique one.
Technique one. Narrate your day internally, just like the daily habit, but maybe more detailed. As you're doing things, describe them in your head. Okay, I'm making coffee now. Smell that. That smells good. Adding a little milk. Now stirring it. Okay, sitting down at the table. It builds sentence structure, vocabulary, and just general comfort thinking in English.
Your own personal English soundtrack to your life. Technique 2.
Technique 2. Reflect on your day in English. At night or whenever you have a quiet moment, mentally review what happened. Ask yourself, what did I do today? Then answer with some detail. I had that meeting. It went okay. Then I worked on the report. I felt a bit tired this afternoon. It's practice plus self-reflection.
Combining tasks. Smart. Technique 3.
Technique 3. Ask and answer your own questions. Have little conversations with yourself in your head. What's my favorite food? I think it's probably pizza. What do I want to achieve tomorrow? I need to finish that presentation. It gets your brain used to forming questions and answers quickly in English.
Like being your own interviewer. Technique 4.
Technique 4. Use a mirror. Actually talk to yourself out loud while looking in the mirror. Introduce yourself. Talk about your day. Maybe even practice affirmations. Hello, how are you? I'm doing well today. I feel positive. I am learning English. I am becoming more fluent. It connects the thinking, speaking, and even your body language and confidence.
That adds another layer. Technique 5.
Technique 5. Play the, what can I say, game. Pick any object in the room, a pen, a book, a plant. Then just talk about it for, say, 30 seconds or a minute. Describe its appearance, its purpose, anything that comes to mind. This is a pen. It's blue. It has ink inside. I use it to write notes. It forces quick thinking with the vocabulary you have.
A mini improvisation exercise in English. Technique 6.
Technique 6. Listen, pause, and think. Listen to a short bit of English audio, maybe a minute of a podcast or news, then pause it. Ask yourself in English, what did I just hear? What was the main idea? What do I think about it? Summarize and reflect internally. It boosts active listening and critical thinking in English.
Engaging more deeply with the content. Technique 7.
Technique 7. Visualize your day or an event in English. Before something happens, maybe going to the supermarket or having a meeting, run through it in your mind using English. Imagine the steps, the potential conversations. Okay, I'll walk in, get a cart, go to the fruit aisle, ask for apples, pay the cashier. It's like mental rehearsal in English.
Using English for future planning. Is there a bonus one too?
Yes, a fun one. Dream journaling in English. When you wake up, if you remember a dream, try to describe it in English, either mentally or write it down. Dreams are often weird and complex, so it's great practice for more creative and abstract expression.
Huh. That could be interesting. Okay, lots of great solo techniques. What's the key to making them work?
Consistency, again.
Yeah.
And starting small. Pick one or two you actually enjoy or find easy to do. Don't worry about mistakes. It's solo practice. Nobody's judging. The goal is just to get your brain comfortable and used to operating in English mode regularly.
It really underlines that you have the power to practice and improve significantly, even without a speaking partner.
Absolutely. Solo practice builds that deep personal connection with a language. It becomes part of your internal world.
This has been fantastic, really practical stuff. As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the single most important thing you want listeners to take away about thinking in English?
I think the core message is that thinking in English isn't just a nice-to-have skill. It's really the engine of true fluency. It changes everything from the inside out.
And that self-belief component is huge too, right?
Yeah.
Believing you can do it.
Totally. You have to believe you can become fluent often before you have all the grammar or vocabulary sorted out. The people who succeed are the ones who are consistent, courageous enough to try, and just keep going. It's not about being naturally gifted or never making mistakes.
So to quickly recap the journey we took, we saw why thinking in English is vital, the danger of getting stuck in translation, those great daily habits, strategies for hitting word gaps, and powerful ways to practice alone.
And remember, you listeners, you are already becoming more fluent every time you try, every little hesitation you overcome. Fluency isn't perfection. Think of it as free English, freedom to express, to connect, to think without fear.
So the call to action, what's one thing someone can do literally right now?
Pick one thing, just one. Choose one daily habit. You spend 1 minute talking to yourself in English right now. Write tomorrow's to-do list in English. Describe 5 things you see, reflect on today in English tonight. Just pick one and do it.
Because the perfect time is always now. The perfect tool is your mind. And the perfect English is the English you're building day by day.
Exactly. And hey, if you found this useful, share it with a friend who's also learning. Practicing together, even just talking about these ideas can help too.
Absolutely. And maybe one final thought to leave everyone with.
Just this. You don't need to be perfect to be fluent. You just need to keep thinking in English one thought at a time.
Your English mind is awake now. Keep feeding it, keep growing, and never stop. You've definitely got this.